welcome to the next episode of the Fashion Grunge podcast, where we are deep diving into fashion today. This is going to be about the fall 2020 shows and just general fashion news in general, I guess you could say. I am your host, Lauren.
And I'm Jai.
So yeah, we're going to talk about, I guess, a lot of things happening. We haven't really done a proper fashion episode yet, so that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's cool.
Are you excited about anything happening right now in fashion? Before
Yes.
we get into it, what are you
And
stoked
I'm pretty
about?
sure it's the same thing you're excited about.
What?
Raph joining
Yeah.
Prada.
So yeah, if anyone didn't know, Raph is going to be, or Raph Simmons, I guess, is going to be joining the Prada house as a co-creative director, right?
Yeah.
Which is pretty huge, and I think the first.
I think that when I read the news, I was like, this is the most exciting thing that's happened in like a really long time in fashion, because I love Prada. Like, it's one of my favorite brands, and obviously, I mean, Miuccia is just amazing. I love both Miu Miu and Prada, but the fact, and Raf, obviously, and the fact that they're both joining forces, I think it's gonna be like really amazing what they come up with. I think. Did you hear why?
No. Do you know why?
I don't think anyone. I don't think
no one really knows, right?
Yeah, I don't think anyone knows. But I think there were, like, some people were speculating, I suppose, about how she's obviously really established, and I think she just wanted to reach like a higher sort of, like, a different demographic, or like maybe have like a higher appeal, because obviously, I mean, she's pretty famous.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much everyone I know loves the brand, but I wonder if with the younger generation, I wonder if there is the same appeal, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I
don't
don't know
know,
that many
but...
people who like Prada, I guess. I feel like they, at least people that I know or come across, they're very much, I guess, into like what the rappers wear, and like they call out Raph, they call out Rick Owens, they call out that kind of, I guess, goth fashion
more like
thing.
streetwear as well.
Yeah, like more of the streetwear vibe, and
maybe...
I feel like she's very like put together, like proper. I don't know, like a very European sensibility when it comes to
but I also
fashion.
do think, maybe I just don't know younger people who are into it, but it seems that the people that I know who are like, I don't know, 20 to 25, they're definitely not into that kind of brand. They're more like Off-White.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're into like the...
Balenciaga and, you know... So
things on Instagram.
Yes,
things that
exactly.
Brands that you see on Instagram, I feel like tagged a lot.
I feel like that's such a smart move, because she definitely will be able to reach to like another demographic, and like that will reflect on sales. Like, I'm sure she does well. Like, I actually don't know, but she can't be struggling, I don't think.
No, I don't think so. I mean, Miu Miu does pretty well.
But it was just put, I don't know. I suppose it would put her on the map on another level.
Yeah. Which is, I think, really smart and really interesting to see how that collection is going to be, where they both have, I guess, creative input. Because I feel like when the designers decide to, like, restructure the houses, like when they brought Hetty into Celine, like, he kind of didn't have any rules. I'm assuming it's very, like, they just appoint one person and they do it.
This is like their
like collaboration.
Designing, I suppose. Or
I guess.
Yeah.
Is it going to be September? Is that the first show we're going to see? Probably, right? Yeah, okay. So that's really cool. We're really excited about that. Another, like, kind of time-appropriate news. Obviously, the coronavirus is a thing all over, but I just read this morning that Tokyo Fashion Week, I think, is going to be canceled because of it. So I wonder what's going to happen to the fashion industry because of this, because I think a lot of Milan shows were canceled, or they didn't have people there. I think they just had the presentation or something. So I wonder, a lot of things come from China, a lot of, clothing and
and the market, the Chinese market.
Yeah,
and the market,
I
mean, they're not going to be shopping.
No, so I wonder how that's going to
shopping online,
affect.
I guess, but that would be the last of your priorities if you're,
if you're sick or quarantined.
Yeah, exactly.
But what about the economy?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to affect the market. Like, this is like the most important time, I suppose. It's just after Fashion Week, you know, when
buyers,
people are
are coming in. So it'd be kind of interesting. I hope it doesn't last long. I mean, I hope we're kind of I hope we kind of get it under control, I guess, like globally, and I hope it's not as crazy as they kind of mention it to be.
I think it's affecting everything, really. It's like not just fashion, but like
everything.
People are not traveling.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can go anywhere like, really leisure, cheap.
But also work. I mean, so many people I know whose travel's been cancelled by their companies.
Like non-essential travel.
I heard that the Washington Post actually they're gonna put this process in. This kind of structure of like asking all their staff if they have any trips booked and where, and they will then authorize it for them. Like, let's say you want to go on holiday to Mexico.
I see.
And that's just
even
like a holiday.
Yeah,
they
that has nothing to do with...
have to run it by them, and they'll have to approve, which... I mean, I kind of get it, to be honest.
Yeah, I get it, because you don't want to expose... Yeah, no. You obviously don't want to expose the rest of the staff. It just seems like a bit
kind of like invading your...
Yeah, you're like... personal plans, I guess.
But I mean, it totally makes sense.
But yeah, I guess they have nothing else to really do. Like, they don't really have a real... I mean, we're not prepared. I think no one's really prepared for something that's this kind of a pandemic. So I guess we'll kind of have to see what happens. But yeah, I was wondering, like, in the fashion industry, like, what does that mean? And I guess we'll find out about that soon. But hopefully it's not anything crazy. And what's another thing? Oh, yeah. A lot of shows or a lot of designers aren't showing at New York Fashion Week, but just in general. Like, my favorite, Alexander Wang, is not showing. I think he's doing a big party for his 15th year this year. So maybe September he might do something.
Maybe he's just done it this time because he's got his anniversary coming up.
Yeah, so I don't know when that'll be.
Put the money into that.
Probably, yeah.
It's a lot of money in shows. But
yeah, I'm just surprised people are still doing a lot of shows, but...
I don't know. I feel like... I mean, I don't know because I'm never really... There are a few designers that I like that show a New York Fashion Week, but I've never been like a huge fan. You know, it's not like Paris or London.
Well, yeah, there aren't as many.
I just think that... I'm not saying that there's less talent in New York, but it feels that for some reason they just don't think they maybe don't have the, what is it called, the budget, or maybe, I don't know, they feel like they will be more relevant if they show somewhere else.
Yeah,
like,
in Europe,
like how in London you have a lot of brands, like a lot of designers that actually moved to Paris. Like it started a few years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I remember Stella McCartney did.
Alexander McQueen.
Oh, you know, yeah.
So many designers actually they did this like a while ago actually, but
why is that? Is it just a different market?
I wonder. Yeah, I think it's that. I think you're obviously creating clothes for a certain market. Maybe they feel that New York is not it. So like, you know what I mean? Like,
I wonder when did that happen?
I don't know, but I feel like New York is never. Obviously, you might have a different opinion, but living in Europe, like. I've always felt that New York wasn't that relevant in the fashion world. Like, obviously some designers, but not as a whole. It's not like, doesn't have the same impact as like Milan or Paris.
Well, yeah, you know? I know that.
So I wonder if maybe when they design, they just think they can't really design for the market in New York. Maybe they feel like they're limiting themselves, and that they need to. They would just do better, like showing somewhere else.
So. Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, it has to be that, right? Because...
I don't know. I mean, I guess I think of Fashion Week in New York from, like, 10 years ago. Or, yeah, whenever I used to, like, be an intern and all that kind of stuff. And it was just a bigger deal, I guess. I mean, there were just lots of really great shows. I think it's that.
I think you had really strong designers that they had just come up. Or you had, like, Marc Jacobs and, like...
Yeah, I mean, it was like a big deal. Yeah, it was a big deal to like see those shows and to, like Wang was always really big. Like right when he came out, he was huge. And like Marc Jacobs had been around for a while, but he was always like a staple.
Yeah.
And then you got like DKNY, it's like New York. And all the shows were very, like they're very like American styled, I guess you could say. But then they have... You know, kind of like VPL, which she's English, but she was based in New York. And she, like they just had a lot of really good shows that either the lines aren't around anymore or they just stopped doing shows. They just only do, I guess, market. Like, just market. They don't really do any presentations. And, like, Rag and Bone was in New York.
They used to show.
Philip Lim.
And then they stopped. And then they did presentations for, like, maybe, like, a couple of years.
Who?
Rag and Bone.
Yeah.
And then they now, again, like...
Are back on the
they're back
train.
On, like, doing shows. But, I honestly just think, like, 10 years ago was, like, a more exciting time for,
the bloggers were out.
Fashion in New York. Like, the designers that were around.
Fashion's Night Out.
Yeah.
That was a big thing. Yeah, that was, like, huge. That was just basically a party. Yeah.
We definitely had that in London, but I don't know if that still, like...
they stopped doing it in New York.
Okay, so
a long time ago.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, as I said...
In Bryant Park. It used to always be in Bryant Park. All the shows, or not all the shows, but some of them, the big ones were always kind of scattered. But Bryant Park ended up not... Like, I think Fashion on 7th or whatever, the production company that actually did New York Fashion Week, ended up stop doing it. So Bryant Park was, like, where it always was, and it's not there anymore. So once that hub was gone, it was kind of like they all just got scattered to, like, all over the city, and you couldn't make it. Like, the Wang show they had a few years ago was in Brooklyn, but you had to take the water taxi. I was like, so that means that you're kind of saying, I'm not going to any shows in Manhattan. I'm going to go on this water taxi that takes probably an hour to get everyone out there. I mean, but it's the Wang show.
Oh, wow.
So, like, are you going to go? Or if you're an editor, you got to go to that Wang show, you know? So the way they do it now is kind of weird. Like, the way they have it, like, Marc Jacobs always was at the Armory. I'm not sure and he always started late. It was like a whole thing. He always started like 2 hours late, which a lot of editors complained about because he was always near the end of Fashion Week, like 9:00 Friday, like the last day. And a lot of designers, like I think Kathy Horn is like really famous for just kind of like skewering him in every article, being like, he started late, like all these people couldn't really leave because it was Marc Jacobs. Yeah, it was like there was a whole lot of drama.
Does that mean they missed on other shows because they...
Sometimes I think it was a possibility because all the big shows are always at night and... like either they're not at Bryant Park anymore, so now it's like you have to get from uptown to crosstown to, like, it's impossible.
But I feel like that happened in London as well. It used to be one place, and then I think maybe like 5 years ago that changed, and now it's in different venues, and
so it's hard.
But then Paris and Milan are the same, and that's always
it's always been like that.
That's just the way you had to rush from here to there, and I think that's kind of cool. But maybe New York and London weren't used to that, obviously, and it was kind of hard to,
I guess, adapt so so fast.
Like, I definitely didn't like it because I was like, I could just be here all day and go to shows, and I used to do photography, like street photography at some point. I was just doing it for fun. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I used to just do street style, and it was so easy. But then once they changed it, you're like, oh, I can't really be running across town.
Yeah, because people, different people at different shows.
And then, exactly. But I mean, I kind of don't mind that. I just do wonder why in New York, you have less designers showing there.
Yeah, it is really interesting. I don't know why. I guess it'd be good to ask someone who's like a fashion producer or something. Would be to find. Maybe we'll find someone so we can ask and find out more information about it. But that leading into, what were your favorite shows this current season that just showed? I think it literally just ended like a week ago. Or
shall I start? You want?
Yeah, you can start. You start.
Okay.
Well, and we'll take some. I'm gonna put some of the photos of the looks on the website and then on Instagram so you guys can see like exactly what she's talking about. But who are your top three?
I feel like
3 or 4.
I'm probably biased just because as I said, I love Prada and Miu Miu, and I think I'm always gonna be a fan. Like, they never disappoint. Like, I just love the aesthetic and like
they're consistent.
Everything. Yeah, they are. They're
For
pretty
sure.
solid. Yeah, and I think like even though I feel like you can tell when you see an outfit, you can tell that it's Prada or Miu Miu.
Oh yeah.
But
two different girls.
They both have their own thing going on, but I don't think they're repetitive every season. Like
other
designers. Like,
it's really cool.
Other designers, you can't tell if this was spring like 19 or 16 because it's pretty much the same. I just love the silhouettes of Miu Miu. It's always fun. Like, it's always like a fun color palette. the shapes, they have great coats, amazing jackets, very playful. Sometimes they have like prints. This season they had kind of like checker kind of tights and like blazers and coats. Amazing hair and makeup always. It's never boring. Mm-hmm. I just love Miu Miu. I feel like if I had to wear just one brand for the rest of my life.
Oh yeah, that was a question.
Oh, that was a question. Oh,
no. I mean, that was one of my later questions. Was if you had to wear one brand forever, who would it be? Yours is Miu Miu?
I mean, it's tough. It'd be Miu Miu or Prada. I mean, if I could just pick those two, I'll be super happy,
I don't know. One is probably Alexander Wang, for sure.
Yeah. You love...
I love Alexander Wang, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's definitely, obviously, Miu Miu and Prada, definitely my favorites. I do really love some of the, like, newer designers, like UK designers. And I think it's just... Maybe again, I'm biased because
cool.
I love my British designers. I love Ashley Williams. I feel like she's definitely evolved from I think she was like really kind of grungy and like punk and she never.
I just know her from the hair clips.
Yeah, so she's quite young actually, and
I'm gonna Google her.
She's actually friends with all like that group, like Alexa Chung and like I can't remember the other. Oh, it's at the tip of my tongue. Oh my god, Pixie Geldof. Which maybe I don't know if you know. I don't know if that she's like. I mean, people know her in the US, but yeah, she's definitely younger than us. And she's from Dalston, like she lived in Dalston, and her early shows where the whole aesthetic was kind of like rebel, like grungy, really cool casting. The models were great. She never did agency models. She would cast her own models, and they were always cool. Super edgy, like just different, like edgy, cool. That was the only thing really that stood out. Like, I don't think, and she loved that. She would cast like just people,
Yeah, that's really cool.
Now it's a little bit more polished, but it's.
Well, that's
I still like it because it's still fun. You can see like some elements.
And definitely, I feel like the English designers have this very like, I mean, I don't like him, but I mean, like, that whole Jeremy Scott aesthetic. Like, very, like, pop art, really like, quirky. Kitschy. Kitschy, quirky, bright colors. Like, that kind of vibe, which is so weird because that's not what I think of when I think of England. Like, at
really?
all. No.
That's so funny.
I think of, like, very stiff, very, like, suit, like, Savile Row. And I think of, for women, I just don't. Like, that's the complete opposite of what I think of. Not necessarily all Americans, but it's what I think of when I think of English designers.
I feel like when you ask people English people, like, people in the UK, they will tell you, they will define always, like, fashion as, like,
Burberry? Like, that kind?
Well, no, like, I think, obviously, we have that, right? But I feel like overall, people always think of British fashion as like quirky, innovative, fun, like a bit outside the box, like like
this reminds me of like Tokyo. Like what I'm looking at here, it looks very exactly. Japanese.
And that's what you see on the streets of London. Honestly, people wear anything goes, and people are really, you see so much like individual style.
Yeah, it's so cool. I haven't been to England in a really long time.
You it's just really fun. I can't really explain. I feel like that's why I think Ashley Williams is one of my favorites. Because she's so East London in my opinion. Like, she's just London.
This is very much like LA. I feel like.
Oh really?
Yeah, LA has LA is obviously like.
I would never think that of LA. I think of LA as kind of, I don't know,
there are two kinds
sexy and like...
No. There are two kinds of LA. There's LA that's like, I guess Hollywood based, like what the stars are wearing, I guess. Mm-hmm. And then there's the LA like goth, like Rick Owens is from LA. Most people don't know that, but like there are a lot of people. You didn't know that? No. Yeah, a lot of people like when I lived in LA, I wore a ton of black. So did most of my friends. Like there is that group of people who don't dress stereotypical, like don't dress like the beach, don't dress like how you would think, and are very like. There's a store called Maxfield, which is like the dopest designer department store there, and it's kind of like where the fashion forward celebrities go. Like they'll have like Rick Owens, they'll have like Margiela, they'll have even more random like unknown designers. There are a lot of LA designers that are very much like have a Parisian type of style.
Okay.
So
I guess I just always thought it'd be like glam and like
no,
really
not always.
You know.
Yeah, I mean there is that circle of people, but LA is massive. Like it's such a huge city, so it depends on like what corner and like where you're. And there's a huge vintage market in LA too, so there's tons of people that wear lots of vintage because there's vintage everywhere.
Yeah, same in the UK actually.
Yeah, so there's like different
like a real thing,
stages, but it's cool. Oh wait, so who's your other one? Ashley Williams.
Ashley
and
Williams, I
Prada.
love. I just because I think her progression, I suppose.
Yeah, that's cool.
I really love shrimps.
Okay. I just know shrimps from that bag.
Yeah, so I actually think she started with bags first, and then she started designing like ready to wear. But it's so, every season is like, it's the same aesthetic, right? But it obviously, it's still kind of different. It's very granny chic.
Yeah, I was going to say, this looks very chic. Like
it's
Grey
really,
Gardens.
It's so like, big coats. Her coats are amazing. They're always like really fun.
It's a great plaid.
But it's basically your grandma wardrobe, you know, in a way. You know, even in the styling, it's always lots of midi. You never really have short things. It's like midi or full-length dresses, full-length coats, like hats, and you know, like the bags are obviously very granny chic as well.
Yeah.
Which I love. I'm obsessed with the bag. I mean, I just love the brand. But again, I think this is very London. I don't know whether. I mean, I feel like you can see. No, I feel like the sort of aesthetic is. It's got like a bigger appeal now. Maybe because of places like Net-a-Porter and you know, people have access to these brands because they don't have like standing alone stores. They don't have
they don't. They're only sold in boutiques and things.
Yeah, not in the US, you know, or like
okay. They have a shrimps in the UK.
I actually can't remember. I don't really know. I don't know if they store. I actually don't think they store, to be honest. I'm not sure. When I moved here, they didn't have one.
Oh, okay.
But obviously, you can buy online, and they sell in like department stores.
Yeah.
And Net-a-Porter and Matches fashion. So yeah, I think this is it's just very like my kind of thing.
Yeah, it's cool.
So yeah, those were my favorite.
Nice.
I have to say one thing I need to add about New York. I really love Area. Didn't really know much about them. Like, still kind of.
I don't think I know that. Yeah, I don't know much about it.
I don't think I even saw their last show, like the previous show. But this show just blew me.
Oh, the one that just happened?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, yeah, okay,
It's so cool. Like,
I've heard the name, but I've never actually seen anything.
I was just surprised that it was New York. It doesn't feel like New York to me. I feel like
yeah, no, it doesn't.
It's not something that I ever expected to see here.
It's different.
It's very different. I feel like it's got like a very kind of Parisian feel to it.
Where are they? Do you know where they're from?
I don't know, actually.
Or who even started it?
I don't know.
Beckett Fogg and Piotrek, I don't even know. Panzichik? It sounds like a Polish name.
It sounds like a Polish name.
But I'm not sure. Oh.
Yeah, but cool. Anyway, I'm a fan. I definitely be watching them, so I definitely.
They're one to watch.
Like, check them out. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, fall 2020
like
show.
I love the drama and like the a bit of what is it called, like glitzy, I suppose.
Yeah, it is. It's really cool. It's different.
Well done. It's not like trashy, like or
cool.
like sexy but tasteless. It's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah. What about you?
Okay, my favorites are all kind of all over the place. Rick Owens is always my favorite. I love Rick Owens so much.
You do.
I have for a while.
You always talk about.
Yeah, I love Rick Owens. I just love him. I love Michelle. Like, I love his whole vibe. I love him and Michelle's whole vibe. But I love the colors that he had this season. I love, like, the huge puffer capes. Like, I just want to live in those. And I just love his asymmetry. It's always asymmetrical.
And
it's
black.
Always black or tons of black and kind of, like, earthy colors. Like, terracotta, like, that sky blue, that, like, ash kind of beige gray, and then black. I feel like it's just always, you can kind of mix and match everything from any of his years.
It's weird. I feel like, even though it's not really my thing, but I appreciate that in a weird way it's timeless and it's modern at the same time.
He's always just super inventive. I feel like he's got his own thing going on.
He definitely does.
That one fashion show that he did where it was like at the Palais de Tokyo where it had the burning sculpture.
Amazing.
I just
and the
love
one
that.
before this one, it was in that beautiful venue and they had like bubbles.
Yeah.
And it was so epic and dramatic, but it was in this crazy like old building. It was just so theatrical.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah.
I like this show too. I just love all the like deconstruction, all the like weird futuristic
I love the styling.
fifth element.
It's
like
really
cool
his
styling
is
so cool.
And like
and that weird like kind of see-through like coat. It's like a raincoat. I want it. It's like blue and white.
Yeah, no,
it's just really cool. I just love Rick Owens. I love his sunglasses. I love his model choices too. I feel like he always has a really great, diverse range.
Yeah, really interesting.
So yeah, I love Rick Owens. He's always great. Y Project I like a lot too. They have pretty amazing coats and colors this year that I really like a lot, and they also have a really great. I mean, I love to shoot Y Project, but they just have really great silhouettes. I just love all of their silhouettes and the way they play with all these weird dimensions. Yeah. It's just great. They also have another great set of models. I love them. They have like masculine influence, like cutouts. Yeah, it's just really cool. Agree. Yeah, it's really different.
I love that suit.
Yeah, I love everything. I love all the different patterns and textures. Check Y Project out. They're really cool. Acne is always my favorite. I just love Acne.
Acne is true.
Acne is another one. Acne and Alexander Wang are the two I think I would want to wear
Acne
forever.
Acne is definitely like one of my favorites too.
Yeah, they're great. We can agree
on that one. Like,
their knits are just. I really wish I could have gotten one of the Acne knits this season, but they're all quite expensive. They are so but I really they last. I mean, it's not like it's bad quality or anything.
I just love Acne. Oversized thing.
Yeah, their suiting, the velvet.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Their styling is dope.
Yeah.
So I just like their whole vibe. They're kind of grungy but also kind of refined too. I really like that. And then for my more fancy adult life, my like non-grungy is Proenza. I think they have incredible tailoring. I have like one Proenza top and I had like one pair of shoes, but I have another pair. I just love everything about Proenza. I love the off-the-shoulder coats and all the asymmetry and the really high boots.
Their tailoring is like amazing.
They've got great tailoring. I think if I had a more conventional job and I guess could kind of wear whatever I wanted, I probably would wear that. I feel like it's a good workplace, but I still look fashionable.
It's
cool. It's cool. It's like not just a regular business suit. It's like you just kind of look really cool.
No, that's true. Those are good ones. I like them.
Yeah, those are mine. So what are your least favorites? I only have two.
Same. I mean, to be honest, I do have a lot of. Well, there were a lot of things that I didn't like, but I kind of want to talk about two.
Yeah, who are your two? I bet they're the same as mine.
One is Gucci.
Yeah.
Just because, as I really loved it when Alessandro Michele took the position of creative director. Mm-hmm. I thought that was really exciting. It really revamped the brand completely. I love the whole vibe and the styling and everything, but now I feel like I'm just tired of it's the same. I feel like it's just the same thing every season, like same styling, kind of very similar pieces. Honestly, I feel like the dresses, the skirts are all very like similar to what he's done like 3 years ago.
Someone, or well, not to interrupt, but one article I was reading was like, oh, the new Gucci show is like bringing back grunge. And I was like, here we go. I was like, all right, let me look at this. And I don't see grunge at all. I was like, where do these people say this?
I think maybe the makeup.
Yeah, there's only one outfit that I see that's like look 49 if you really care.
Yes,
that's
and that's
grungy.
giving the 90s kind of
and Nirvana, it's really not interesting at all. No. It's very like thrift store that anyone could kind of do. I don't know why anyone would buy Gucci for all of
I honestly don't think, even like the pieces on their own, I don't really love. I don't even think there's anything there that I really like.
I wasn't a fan.
Like at least a year ago actually, for the fall like winter collection, there were a lot of beautiful dresses, but I'm just not into this at all, and I'm just bored, honestly. I'm like just not. I've never
liked any of his shows. When
I did at the beginning.
I didn't get it.
The first 4 collections, like.
How long has he been doing it? Like 5 years, something like that.
I don't know. Less than that, I think.
Less?
I'm pretty sure less than that. I don't know, actually. Time flies. But I was excited about him at the beginning because it's just such a big change from what Gucci was. Yeah. You know?
I like...
As much as I love Tom Ford, I also thought, like, you know, you need to...
I like Frida Giannini. Yeah, cool. I liked
cool.
her.
Yeah.
I love Tom Ford's
thing.
Gucci. I know it's not. I would never wear it, but I just love Tom. I'd love to photograph it. I love like old archive like Tom Ford Gucci. Like I love the Kate Moss.
I think for inspiration,
the whole Kate Moss era with Tom Ford Gucci. I love.
And then he's incredibly talented.
So he's great.
I'm a Tom Ford fan, definitely, even though I don't think I will wear many of.
Yeah, I don't think I would personally wear it, but the new Gucci, I mean, like. Lots of people have issues with just Gucci as a company in general because of what's happened. So I don't appreciate or support that at all. But
no,
they can go. Like he can go. I'm kind of tired of seeing him everywhere
that's
too.
That's the thing. I think that he just had. I don't know what happened. Like you see everyone now wearing Gucci. That's kind of like.
But it's like streetwear. It's
kind of made me know.
It's like stuff with Gucci on it.
Yeah,
and
it's really logo.
Yeah, it's super like,
but
like
also the bags, stuff. You know? Like, last year I remember going out and seeing everyone wearing a Gucci bag. And I feel like it's that thing where you see something so much. At least that happens to me, definitely. When I see something everywhere, like, I hate it.
Yeah, you don't
I start being like, what's the next thing, you know? Like, do something new. Like, yeah, so not a fan. And the second one... is Chanel.
Oh yeah, what are your issues with Chanel?
I have so many issues with Chanel actually because I was so disappointed. I think it's more like disappointment. Didn't like anything from the show. I've seen it all before. It was actually really unflattering. It wasn't even like, you know, the 2-piece suit that they always have, like skirt with trousers and like matching jackets and whatever. They weren't flattering shapes at all this season, and it was kind of frumpy, you know. So I didn't really care about the clothes. There wasn't even one like look that I liked. It's obviously the same. I'm kind of bored, and I also feel like they have a huge responsibility to kind of be innovative in a way, or like because they're kind of like. One of the leading brands.
Yeah, Chanel's like up there.
There's so much pressure on them to kind of, I don't know, like lead or like set, I don't know, a trend and whatever. And I feel that the fact that Carl passed would have been a really good opportunity for them to revamp in a way, or like to come back and with like a fresher look.
Do you think they would have gotten backlash or pushback if they went in a totally different direction and some of the older fashion people said like this is disrespectful to Carl?
Yeah, I do think that, and it's possibly why maybe they
kept the same thing going, but like the safe way.
Yes, maybe they just But I also think that they didn't even deliver doing the kind of classic, you know, sort of, I don't know, whatever, like whatever they do best. Like it wasn't even nice. Like honestly, it was super frumpy, and like didn't like the shapes. But another thing that I really just can't stand is the fact that they keep using the same models. It's so boring. Like I think for us definitely to like a show is everything. It's like the actual presentation, the styling, the music. I mean, maybe right, least relevant, but still, and the casting. And I think that all the models, they're always like the same. Like most of them are white. There's not really diversity.
Their names are Bella and Gigi.
Well, that's not just them, but everyone, right?
Everyone uses them.
Sick of seeing the same models. The Hadid sisters and Kaya and
like they're not Kate Moss. I don't understand why we're like still using them.
I know, and it's not their fault.
No, it's not their fault. No, it's the designers who want to be relevant by using these social media people. You know, that's what they're trying to sell. You know,
imagine if they had just done what they do best and just kept it kind of samey, right? The clothes. I mean, Chanel, but then they incorporated like. Or they had like really interesting models, or at least a few, or more diversity, something. But I feel like I feel like the same.
I feel like Chanel should do a show that's like that appeals to like current Parisian youth. You know what I mean? Like that would be so dope. If they did something that's like, whoa, what Chanel? Because obviously Chanel's evolved. I mean, every house has evolved. Like. Their literal creative director who worked with Coco, who was like 85, he was designing for what, like 40 years? I mean, something crazy. So yeah, you're right. It would be a really good time. Yeah, like to just...
I mean, maybe not change everything right away because it's obviously too drastic. But if they at least started somewhere, doing
even a campaign would
fresh,
be
like
would
have
be good.
Different models, be more diverse, or like you know, have more interesting looking girls and like everyone looks kind of the same.
Well, like white,
or like
skinny.
hair and makeup, make it a little bit edgier. Or I was very disappointed.
Just
kind of,
it
was so flat. I don't even think I finished watching it.
Yeah.
I was just like, I watched the video and I was like,
I feel like every Chanel, for me, I'm not a fan of Chanel, and every Chanel show looks the same. Like, to me, it just does. I always kind of know what I'm getting, and it's not really my bag, but I feel like they use the tweed, they do the suits, they do the Mary Jane T-strap shoes, they have the tights, there's probably some kind of like tweed hat, and like logos. Like, friggin' everywhere, like C's. Like, that's kind of what I think of.
I'm definitely not, like, slagging them off, but I definitely do think that they should know better, because they have so much responsibility to, like, kind of set an example, and
I would think so.
To be like, hey, like, you know, we're young, I don't know, times have changed, and they're basically doing the same suits, like, 60s and 50s kind of suit.
That mod style.
You know, so yeah, that was just disappointing.
Yeah, those are two good ones. My two, or Gucci was one of my least favorite. I wasn't a fan. But my big disappointment was Marc Jacobs.
Oh.
Because I was a giant Marc Jacobs fan for a really long time, and a giant Marc by Marc Jacobs fan, like the Diffusion line. But I mean, I kind of have seen Marc Jacobs go the road of Alexander Wang, another one of my favorites who's been like kind of like teetering on like in the middle. I used to love everything that Wang did. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so great. But now that like social media / like Kardashian model land has kind of like, and all of their kind of friends around it, like the Bieber girl and like all that whole Kendall. Like group. Yeah, Kendall, all that. Like, I feel like these are the two designers for me that like have used them almost like the same. Like they're all using this younger demographic. I get it, because they want to sell more stuff. They want to be appealing to like the 20-year-olds and like Gen Z and everything. But I feel like the Marc Jacobs show was just all over the place. It was just like the weird Handmaid's Tale type handkerchief. And then there was like Jackie O, and then there was like kind of like
super random,
like like the heady like YSL like Saint Laurent like dress.
Yeah.
Like it was just like whoa. Like I feel like if this was on a fashion show like Project Runway or whatever, they would be like, this makes no sense. Like this collection is not even of the same
and there's always such a
style.
hype for his show.
Such a huge hype. And he used to be
kind
so
of like
cool.
the new kind of golden boy. And
I guess.
I don't...
I mean, is he? Like...
Well, he's always been. Right?
But I feel like he's kind of, like, lost his like... He's trying to, like, keep up in a world that, like, I don't know. I think he's just trying to, like, make things that, like, kids will and, like, younger people think are cool. Like, this look number 16 is literally, like, an Eddie look. Yeah. Like, he literally did that exact thing.
But
and
then
these
if
weird...
you go... Here, this is so, like, what is that? That could be, like...
Yeah, look 6 is totally, like, this weird... Yeah, it is. It's like
like 60s.
Yeah, like really 60s.
I mean, I think also what I struggle with is that you don't really see like a cohesive kind of style, sort of. Like, I don't think you can be like, oh, Marc Jacobs, and then really define what he is. Like,
no,
like what
not
his
anymore.
Style is. I feel like that's a problem, I think. If you can't... Obviously, you don't want to be like Gucci, like you totally expect it, you know? But... I feel like with Marc Jacobs, there isn't like a real kind of, you know what I mean? Like kind of aesthetic.
Not anymore. I feel like we used to kind of know what.
Yeah, I mean, I used to like Marc Jacobs a lot.
And then the Miley Cyrus thing, like, I was just like, okay. I mean, this is just... He used to have like Sonic Youth playing, you know, like at his runway show. He just kind of used to be like this guy who's still...
he was grungy, I
think.
He
was super grungy. He got fired for that Perry Ellis collection that was grunge, you know, in like 93. But like I feel like he always kind of stayed true to like, I'm this kind of like nerd, but I really like this like 90s rock, and like I love Kim Gordon. Like, he did that really awesome... he does that really awesome shoots with like Jürgen Teller, and he had like Cindy Sherman. Yeah, it was so cool. Yeah, like, and he had like Sofia Coppola, and I don't know what his campaigns are now, but I feel like they're just going really young, but they're going like really not young underground. Yeah. They're going like young, like
appeal to the masses.
Yeah, appeal to the masses, which is cool. I get it. You're trying to like use your like, you know, influence. Like, you're trying to get people who like Kendall Jenner to like buy the coat.
At the end of the day, they're all just trying
to
make money.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because they can be cool, but if they're not making money, the investors are gonna be like, yo. I mean,
and I feel like I totally share your frustration, and like in my case it was like with Vivienne Westwood, which is kind of like,
she's so cool.
She's so freaking cool, and she has been one of my favorite designers.
And as a person, she's cool.
Yeah, like, you know, she's like an actual rebel. She's always been, and that kind of defined her, and that's been her thing, you know. And the fact that she had, I think it was last show when she had. Oh, was it the Hadid sister?
Probably. No, Kim Kardashian.
It was Kim Kardashian.
Did like custom,
She dressed Kim for, I think, what was it, gala? It was one of those red carpet.
Yeah, it was a big one of those big red carpets. I was
very disappointed. I was like, you don't need this kind of publicity. No. You are so freaking cool. Like, I don't understand why. And now, this season is with Bella, who walked her show. She actually closed the show, and I just don't know why you want to associate yourself with them. Like, I mean, I get it. I think it's clearly personal. Like, I really just don't like them.
Yeah. I just don't get it.
There's so many cool models out there, and I keep seeing the same girls, and I guess they just feel they have to have one of like the like,
it girls.
Yes, right. But I'm like, Miu Miu has Alexa Chung, she has Pixie Girls, though. She has Chloe Sevigny. You know, she has actually cool people on the show. So I don't know why Bella was picked for this, but
it's probably the money.
I guess
she probably either like.
So that's disappointing.
Yeah, it really sucks.
Kind of sad. Definitely hurts a little bit.
I think the fashion industry is trying to like recreate that time of the supermodel, and they're trying to turn like Gigi, Bella, and all, and Kendall, Hailey, whatever, Bieber. They're trying to turn them all into like Naomi, Kate, Linda Evangelista. Like, they're trying to turn them into these like household names.
But I feel like why do that? Why narrow it down to 5 girls when like times have changed? Like,
I know.
Why not have like lots of fucking cool girls, you know? Like, like I love Mika, like she's Argentinian.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I was supposed to swear. I don't know if I was.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter.
Anyway, I love her, and I feel like instead of just seeing 5 girls, why don't you give the opportunity to like a lot of other models, so that everyone is a bit different, you know?
Street cast people, that's where all of the good models are. So many designers
do that, so actually so many cool brands do it, but definitely not like most of them.
There's a great online show that was on, I think I told you about it, called Model Files. And it was like V-Files, which was like this kind of like fashion incubator in New York City. I think it kind of has changed now, but they kind of were in the beginning of the whole streetwear phase. Like it was when Pyrex was out and Hood by Air, and like it was in a very New York. And they had a really great YouTube channel, and they had this guy.
I watched that. You sent it to me.
Yeah, and it's like a whole season of like, he's like a cast, like he's like a model casting agent. And he just goes around and casts all these people, and they're trying to find, like, it's for Eckhouse Lada, which is now a huge brand. And they have really awesome models too. But he was trying to scan and like trying to cast for them, and they were like, we want people who look like aliens. Like, we kind of want this weird kind of thing. Like, we don't want an average person. And he kept bringing in all these like famous models that he knew, and they were like, yeah, but we don't want them. We want like weird looking people. And they're like, we're gonna have to street cast in like Brooklyn if we don't find anyone. Like, we have
She's
one
so
day.
Cool.
It was really cool, and that's a really funny show. If you're at all into fashion and the industry, it's really hilarious that they had like 2 seasons of it on YouTube. And it kind of reminds me of that. Like, why don't you just go street cast? There's tons of street cast agencies, especially in New York.
Oh yeah, there's that one that you I can't remember the name, but there was one that is in London as well. And they have like
Anti?
Really edgy.
Is it like anti-agency? Something
really
like that.
Really edgy,
yeah.
Cool models, you know, and most of them are not. They're like
from the
either
street,
like designers or like
stuff.
chefs or writers / model or whatever.
Like they're musicians and like
musicians,
students.
A lot of they all do different like things.
It's pretty cool.
Really interesting. I mean, hopefully that will be the future. Like, hopefully in 5 years from now, that's going to be the thing that everyone does. But I feel like we've been on that road and not really, like, we're not there yet.
No, yeah, we're slowly getting there, but like sometimes people think it's like a trend too. It's like, when are we gonna just be like, okay, we did the diversity thing for a while, but now we're back to like skinny, like, you know, like regular models. Like, I know a lot of people like are mad about Eddie Slimane is not changed. They're all like ridiculously thin.
Oh my god, so
and
thin.
Like, I can't wear any of his clothes, and you know, it's like, it's, you know, you're kind of, it's just, he's not changing. I feel like he's very stuck in his ways. I feel like even if they told him to change, he probably would be like, this is what I do, or I don't know, or maybe they don't, maybe it's not a requirement for him. But yeah, I feel like a lot of shows it's like that. Or there's like 3 plus size models who are not, they're like a 10.
I know.
Like, they're really not plus size. Like, they're at the larger end of your spectrum of your clothes, and you probably just cut like an inch.
I feel like this is their way of
being like, look,
we're different. We incorporate.
We have a girl who's a 12.
Yeah, like that. I can't really pronounce her last name. I don't know how you pronounce it, but it's Jill Kortlevi or.
Yeah, we're not sure. We'll write it down. Yeah, we're not sure how to pronounce it. And Paloma, is it Elsesser?
She walked the Chanel and Alexander McQueen, which at least is something, right?
Yeah, it's
at
better
least
than nothing at
as
all.
well. Like, I mean, yeah, but it clearly, just having one person who's slightly bigger is not really sending the right message.
No, I think MA had a few, which is kind of good.
Who?
MA, Marquez Almeida. No, they had a few.
They always have girls that are like a little bit thicker, which is cool.
Which is good.
Just like normal size girls, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's really normal. Our next topic, we were going to talk about Next in Fashion. It's a fashion competition show on Netflix right now. I'm pretty sure it's available in most countries. I'll have to find out if it's not available in whatever country you're listening to. But in the US and I believe in the UK, it's up. Yeah. So I've seen 4 episodes. Jai has seen the whole thing. I know who wins, unfortunately, I'm not going to say. But if I didn't know if it was going to be a hot topic, if people really... I haven't seen much information about it, but I don't know. Maybe people have watched it and they wanted like a breakdown on it. But I'll do a poll on Instagram at Fashion Grunge if you really like it, and maybe we'll do a bonus episode on it.
Yes, so definitely
I have to finish watching
Lauren know, because I would love to do a podcast on that. I think it's... Obviously, I watched it. And
yeah.
I really enjoyed it, and I feel that it'd be interesting to talk about it and see what people think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down to finish watching it, but yeah, let us know if it's something that you're really interested in and you want to hear more about it. I don't know if there are even any podcasts about it yet, so that would be pretty interesting to do too. And I was going to talk about just the evolution of kind of the fashion TV show, so maybe we can do that in another separate podcast, because I feel like we've been talking for a while now, and I feel like that's a whole other thing.
We don't want to send you to
sleep. We don't want to, really make it crazy. The other ones I have are just, the other topics were just, like, how fashion's evolving now. Like, how do you feel about social media? How do you feel about, like, just people shopping and styling through social media? Like, social media is huge. Like, have you ever bought anything, like, from an Instagram ad? Because now people are shopping through Instagram.
Sadly, I have.
Sadly? Well, that's not...
Well, I say sadly
I have too. That's not bad.
I think I'm just disappointed at myself that I've been brainwashed into buying things because I see them advertised. Because, as you all have experienced, sometimes you're having a chat with your friend and your phone is out, and next thing you know, you start getting ads.
I'm excited to see what I'm gonna see after this.
Design or whatever topic that is that you were talking about. It's happened every single time I have my phone out. When
we're probably gonna get like Net-a-Porter and like Gucci ads and like Marc
and like
Jacobs.
Coronavirus and
I forgot about that.
But yes, I have bought stuff on there. I mean, I suppose in a way it's it's obviously really accessible and like it's an easy way to shop. So in that way it's cool, but it does make you want to spend all the time and think about buying things, which I've actually caught myself doing so many times that I'm like getting an ad, like click at something and there's like some earrings on there, and then next thing I know I get 20% off on these
did you leave something in your cart?
And I've spent 2 hours easily just on Instagram looking at things to buy, and then I save them.
But you also are a stylist, a fashion stylist, so you're looking for not just personal use. Like, you're also looking for, like, maybe I could style this.
Personal I'm like, I need this hat. Oh, maybe I need this to go with my new hat. So, yeah, I definitely feel like most people, I mean, I definitely not, my husband is not in that category because he's not on social media.
Yeah, he doesn't.
But I
he doesn't
definitely feel like anyone who's in fashion, I definitely like has bought or buys quite often.
It's the new frontier.
Yeah, it is, because it's so easy. All you need to do is click on the photo and it takes you to this link and it's just like, buy.
Have you bought anything that you don't think you would have in real life? Or do you think your tastes are kind of similar? Like, do you think you're kind of buying something that you probably would have bought in the store anyway?
I bought stuff that I probably have not seen.
Okay.
Like the pin earring, like a year ago. I've always liked the idea of having like a pin as an earring kind of thing, but
like the safety pin, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I saw this picture, or like it was like an ad for I think it was Essence. I think it was. I can't remember. Or Matches Fashion. I can't remember. And I was like, oh, cool. There is an earring like this. And then I actually spent $100 on something that looks exactly like a safety pin that you can just buy.
Oh, gosh.
And they just added like a little hoop.
Just like a clasp to like hang it.
But I've compared with
like another one.
Yeah, it looks like a safety pin. It looks like I just did it myself, and I spent $100.
Etsy is a great. It wasn't on Etsy. No, it was like a Essence. It was like a brand, right?
Yeah.
Etsy is a great place to look for a hot tip. Etsy is a great place to look for jewelry.
So I totally felt like a fashion victim there. Like, I'm like, great, I just bought this,
Oh, well,
and I did buy a second one, which actually I love. It's a little one. It's a gold version of that, and I gave you one.
Yeah.
So we have one each, like one earring.
Yeah. I need to change my earrings. I feel like I never.
And I wear it all the time.
Yeah, I always wear the same ones.
But I definitely catch it tends to be quite late at night. Sometimes I can't sleep, and I'm just scrolling. I'm like, oh,
do you save things?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have like a wish.
Or I take like screenshots
list.
and then like create a little folder on my phone of things to like buy.
Oh my gosh.
It's really bad.
Wow. How about?
It's honestly quite bad. Hopefully my husband is not listening to this because he will not be happy.
We'll find out all the stuff that you bought.
What do you think?
Okay, I've definitely bought things, and I feel like the only things that I've bought or that I've seen are like streetwear. Like I bought that blazer.
You buy sneakers like that?
No, but not from Instagram.
Oh,
like
really?
I have a whole. No. I have like a whole. Like we'll get into sneakers later.
But doesn't that inspire you to go and like? Don't you ever see pictures and you're like, oh, I'm gonna check what
no, because I don't
has or
no, because I have like I have a like on Goat and on like StockX I have like a saved like wish list, and I get notifications when the prices drop, when the prices raise, when my size is in.
Okay.
I don't follow any people on Instagram that have outfits with sneakers, and I say, oh, I follow on Twitter like sneaker news, so I find out like what things are coming up next month. I don't like follow a person that has them on.
But then you follow like, I don't know, like Matches and Net-a-Porter or I don't know.
No.
Like all these other sites. Like, you don't?
No, I don't follow any shops. The only things I follow on Instagram are like people who submit to the site. Shout out, hey, you guys are all awesome. And like other online magazines, maybe some brands, but no shops.
Well, what about
so
brands?
I don't see
because
them.
like literally it's super hard to not buy anything, because then during sale
Pleasures is another one
like
I follow.
Obviously Shrimps and like Ashley Williams, and then it's like, oh, sale, you know.
Oh no, I never have the money for that. So I guess
you can't really escape it. It's just there. Like,
yeah, it's there, but I mean like Pleasures
and they keep
I
reminding
follow.
you, now it's up to 60% off.
Yeah, but I don't follow like Matches or Net-a-Porter because I would definitely spend money. I probably would.
No, but these are just designers that
money.
I like.
Oh, they don't really like I follow Margiela, but it's not like that.
Well,
it's
basically
not like that,
actually,
basically just like their runway show, and then you know like they don't ever post like this is available now.
I think it's because of the brands that you follow.
Yeah,
the ones I follow definitely do sell on their posts.
Oh yeah, no, I don't follow any that have like click here to get. I've unfollowed a lot, but a lot of the ones I follow I think aren't independent, so they don't really need people to buy. Like it's Margiela, like you know where to find Margiela if you want it. You know, like. Yeah. I don't really follow those. I follow like some streetwear brands like Pleasures. I love a lot, and they have drops all the time. But they just have a sick aesthetic. They're just like very like 90s alternative rock. They're from LA. I have a lot of hoodies and stuff from them. But yeah, it's basically Harsh and Cruel's where I bought that really cool blazer. I think they're from China.
Oh yeah, that's really cool.
That I randomly saw on my Explore page, and I was like, oh,
exactly.
What is this
and
brand?
You bought it, yeah.
Yeah, so I bought that. Yeah, but I feel like it's more like streetwear, I think. I mean, I know a lot of people aren't a fan, but if I could afford it, I would love to wear Off-White. It's just really expensive. I don't think I would ever, like...
It's so expensive that I'm totally over it. Like,
yeah, it's just so expensive that I'm just like, no. This is wrong. But I like a lot of the clothes that they have.
Since, they became, like... I suppose bigger, the prices went up, and I'm like, no, this is wrong.
That's the thing, yeah, it's just gouging at this point. It's like $2,000 for a denim jacket that's oversized that might have a off-white stripes on the back. Cool, awesome, love it. Maybe I'll eventually get to some kind of level where I can get it given to me, because I don't even think I've had the money. I would want to buy it.
If you guys want to send, if big brands out there, if you want to send us things, we'll be super happy to.
We'll shoot it.
Yeah.
We'll like do whatever, I'm not against it.
One thing I actually want to add on that, saying like a positive thing, I suppose, you do when you follow brands or designers, just like I'm easily persuaded to buy. I've also been given things, which is kind of nice. I enter and I never enter competitions, but this one time I entered.
Oh yeah, you did.
It was Pamela Love.
So cool.
A New York jewelry designer. And I just entered by just tagging someone, and I won. And I was sent a really cool pair of earrings
that are really nice.
I wear all the time. I've used on shoots several times, and I'm really grateful and really happy that the one time that I entered to a competition on Instagram, I actually won. So thanks.
So maybe I should then. She's got a shop in Paris now, so good for her, man.
Cool.
I have a few of her rings.
Yes, her old collection. Oh my god.
Yeah, her old one's so really cool.
Yeah, earrings and necklaces, really kind of gothic.
Yeah.
But,
that's really cool. I really like Pamela Love. She's really cool stuff. Yeah, well, Oh yeah, and also like the changing scape of online fashion magazines, because way back in the day, obviously, all the magazines were print, and if you didn't get in them, it was kind of like a big deal. So now, including Fashion Grunge, there's tons of, you know, different, I guess, outlets to submit your editorial work. I feel like there's a lot more fashion photography happening.
Oh, yeah.
All over the world. Like, I see it from all over the world, and I can only imagine what other magazines see. So, some of my favorite online magazines that you guys should all check out. A few are Contributors, really good. I believe they're based in Scandinavia, I think. Is it Sweden? I think it's Scandinavia, or it's in Europe. I know that. I know it's based in Europe. And Sicky's really cool. I think they're based in Spain, but they've got a huge...
It's quite hard to know with a lot of them.
Some of them you don't know.
And they don't know. They don't say where they're based, but when you actually follow the creative director or the fan...
then you can find out.
Yeah, Sicky, I remember, because I remember when he first came out, and he was just like this really small...
It's on like Tumblr.
Like, yeah. And I
they're still on Tumblr,
see by the team and everything. It was like Spain, but... which I think is really cool. They do have like a really cool vibe over there, and so many so much great talent.
Yeah, I mean they've really grown. Like they're next level. They had one print issue that I remember they sent me a long time ago. I don't know if they have any print now, but Contributor is amazing. They have a box that's like filled with kind of loose leaf, different sizes. It's really cool.
Of that's just like really thinking like outside the, like, traditional kind of formats.
They've got a great thing going on Contributor too.
Much good content in that publication, actually. I really like it.
Behind the Blinds is another one that I really like a lot. They're I think based in Belgium. They have such a sick, just like, they have a very like kind of like dark fashion aesthetic too. They shoot with like Cameron McCool a lot, who's really good. He's a really sick photographer, and they have a lot of like it's really cool. Behind the Blinds is really cool, and then like Heroine is really cool. They're they're like a print publication, and they're also online too. Union from Japan is cool, and Sea Heads from Austria is run by these two girls, which is, they have print too, but they're online. They have a lot of great online content. So, well, I'll leave a message in the notes of all the places all the magazines we talked about, and then, you have some that are a few of your favorites.
Yes, I really love Document.
Yeah, Document's cool.
They are, it's like all analog photography, isn't it? It's like,
I think so. They're based in New York, right?
They are based in New York, but the fashion director is English. She does live in New York, because I remember like when she moved.
Oh yeah, Sarah Richardson.
Yeah, she's great. She's a sick stylist. Like, she's amazing, and obviously like creative director and everything. I do think that they're like only film, but I could be wrong. I love the publication. It's really interesting articles, interviews, the fashion editorials are just beautiful. I don't know. It's just definitely become one of my favorite publications, I think, in like recent years. I used to love Days and Another. But I feel that they've gone a little bit more commercial. They use, those models that I kind of don't love. And I just don't think they are cool. I still like them, but I feel like for me, like, Document is still pretty like avant-garde, but like without being too crazy, like I just really love the content. I love the stories and everything, like the fashion stories. So Document is online and in print. Teeth are another one that I really like. They are based in LA, right?
No, I think the girl
is in LA.
The girl, I think, is in LA or was in LA, but I think she's English.
She has an English name.
Yeah, we're not sure.
It's her name Devin.
Yeah.
I can't remember her last name, but yeah, she definitely has an English name. Maybe she could potentially be half American, half English.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We should just ask her.
But we know that she's in LA. She lives there, and she's amazing. She's done a great job with publication, I think.
And it's all film.
It's all film.
Yeah, that's all film, which is really cool.
Yeah, I love that. Obviously, that's like one of the really distinctive kind of things. And I don't know. They had some big people in it. They had, what's her name? That girl.
Oh, Billie Eilish. Yeah, she was on the cover.
She was on the cover, and they had like some really big people in there. But
Devin Duckworth is her name. Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's, I love that it's a girl as well.
I think she's an all female team.
Yeah.
Seems to from the website. Yeah.
So yeah, check that one out. Their Instagram is amazing, and you can actually find the magazine. Where did we?
Like Barnes and Noble.
Barnes and Noble, but also in New York, you pretty much find it anywhere.
Oh yeah, they have it everywhere.
And I really like Nicotine as well.
Oh yeah,
it's pretty cool. It doesn't have like their
that's New York
online
too,
presence
right?
is not as huge as Document or Teeth.
It's pretty good though, 53,000.
Yeah, but I really love their look. It's kind of similar to them. I mean, yeah, those are actually my 3 favorites.
Cool.
At the moment, so definitely check them out. It's nice to see. It's so refreshing to me to see their work on these publications, because it's just like artsy and like different. It's a completely different point of view. They're not doing stuff to like for sales. It's about creating art.
It's very much like their own.
And fashion and telling a story, and I think it's really cool that you
there are more people like independently doing it out there, which is really cool. So we'll put all the notes down there, so check out those magazines, and there's a lot of really great stuff. Okay, for our last thing, we're gonna do a would you rather, fashion related, since we're a little over an hour here, so hopefully people are either walking to work, school, or having fun on a weekend, or you're driving in your car, you're commuting, wherever you are. So yeah, this is our last would you rather. You go first.
No, you go first.
You want me? Okay.
Yeah.
So since Jai is a stylist, this is kind of styling related. Okay. Would you rather do fashion pickups in New York City, wearing shoes, this is like all day, so this is like your typical fashion pickup, wearing shoes one size too big, this is all day, doing fashion pickups, or would you rather style a shoot, not being able to see the clothes, you can touch them, and someone just tells you what color they are?
Styling the shoe, the shoot, not being able to see the clothes.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because if anything, that would probably be quite fun.
Yeah,
if I'm suddenly cool. You mean style them and then see them, or
you would see them at the end when the photo's done, because the photographer would be able to see it, but you are literally
I think that would be like a fun experiment. I actually think I would take that as a challenge.
And if someone will tell you what color it is,
especially if I can touch them, because texture to me is everything.
Yeah, you can touch them.
I love that. I love texture and stuff. That I can't, honestly, just not possible to do pickups all day with shoes that are too big
or too small. Yeah.
In New York, running around. No. It's hard enough to actually.
It was hard to try to find a bad one. I guess once we do it more, I guess I'll think of some. Okay. Yeah, what's yours?
Well, mine is a bit weird, but.
Or what is it?
Since Lauren is a photographer, this is photography related.
Okay.
Film and photography. Her kind of passion, I suppose, as well as music. She has many.
Yeah, everyone does.
Yeah,
Lots of movies.
I know. But this is a film. It's a big one for you.
Okay, yeah, film is a big one. Yeah.
Would you rather work on a film?
Like a movie?
Yeah. Okay. Like a film. Yeah. Work on a Larry Clark film. So you basically.
So what do I do?
You're working on set as let's say
anything.
I don't know, photographer assist, as in the photography.
Like a director assistant, or like a stills or something.
Yeah, you're basically doing photography for the film.
Okay.
And you're on his set.
Okay.
While having an awful rash on your face.
Oh, okay.
So you're basically working with Larry, who's one of your inspirations. Yeah. Yeah. And you have this hideous rash on your face.
Okay.
It's kind of disgusting.
Okay.
And I'm sure you feel
Yeah, I feel like gross about it. Okay.
Or I'm working all day with Larry on creating a film. So let's say if basically he's approached you to be part of his new film, and you're kind of working with him pretty closely in all the aspects of like the story and like how it'll be shot. So you basically like a whole
like we're like co-directing or like. Yeah,
you're creating this
like
film.
Producing it.
You're producing and like being part of the whole ideas and like kind of. Wait, listen. You haven't finished.
Oh wait,
so
okay.
So you're with him doing this all day.
Okay.
Wearing heels, really high heels, and in a bodycon dress that someone put you on, and you simply have to wear it.
Super tight dress.
So it's a bodycon. Think about this.
Yeah. Okay.
Like totally anti. Like this is so not our thing.
No, yeah. If you hadn't figured it out, we don't wear like bodycon dresses.
I'm basically picturing a bimbo like bodycon dress, heels, and with Clark.
Like I'm going out to like a club. Like I'm like going clubbing.
Well, that you are from Essex, and that's just your like
Jersey Shore.
Yeah, and this is just a
normal weekend.
Office,
yeah, okay.
Believe me, people there wear bodycon dresses. Anyway, yes.
It might come as a shock, but I would rather work. I would rather work as an assistant for like his film that's already being made, because I just love his like mind and his aesthetic, and I would want to work on like something that he's already created, and I would want to help bring that to life. I don't necessarily think that I would want to help produce and like be that close with his project, because I really just like what he does from a distance. I would just like to help him make his vision happen, as opposed to like kind of him asking me questions about stuff. He still
has to see your face. That's the thing. Like you still, no matter what, you're gonna see him. He's gonna like be there all day. So you rather he sees you with a rash or in a bodycon dress with heels?
I mean, I think a rash.
Oh my god.
I mean, I don't know like what. I mean,
they're both pretty bad. Like
I just think that the other one, if I was wearing a bodycon dress and heels, I feel like I don't think I would act like myself, because I feel so self-conscious.
True.
And so like, oh god, I'm so uncomfortable, and like I would rather have like a rash, honestly, because I'd be like, so what, I have a rash, like I'm just here to make this shit happen. And I think eventually people would probably forget it.
They might even be cool, be like,
yeah, they would be like, wow, you're not like trying to cover it up. I'd be like, no, I'm here to like create this.
Like,
let's do it.
I don't care, I'm so professional. Yeah, I am here with
I'm here to do it. I wouldn't think that like he would care, or any of the actors that he works with. I don't think they would care. I don't think he has like.
Never know. There might be some people who are like.
Well, yeah, there might be kind of sketched out, but
like,
I mean, I'm working on behind the scenes though. I'm not. Like, I'm kind of assisting the photography aspect, so I feel like I kind of would be seen and not seen.
Yeah, I kind of figured you'd say that, to be honest.
The bodycon dress and heels, like,
I just... No.
Yeah, and I feel like I wouldn't be able to concentrate. And he wouldn't even pick me to be a producer if I looked like that. No, it's so bad.
But hey, like,
Yeah, do you, man. It's just not my thing. Like, more power to you if you can do it. But yeah, we've reached the end of our show. So excited. It's great that we've done another fashion one, because I feel like, I don't know, I had a really hard time putting the podcast in which kind of lane, because you have to pick one category. And I was saying, well, film review, I mean, we are going to talk about a lot of films because it's just way more accessible. A lot of people, male and female, like, have seen a lot of these films. And I knew that fashion was going to be really hard to talk about all the time. And obviously, like, grunge, we're going to do more things on music and more music there's tons of music documentaries. There's a great one we're going to cover on David Sorrenti.
Oh, yes. That one will be really
great, because I feel like it's a perfect blend of the whole magazine and everything that Fashion Grunge kind of is. But as always, contact me on Fashion Grunge's Instagram, which is @FashionGrunge. FashionGrunge.com, blah, blah, blah. info@FashionGrunge.com if you have any suggestions, or there's an episode you want to see. I'll do some polls on Instagram, which I haven't done in a while. I used to do them on Thursdays, but maybe I'll start that again. Just do some polls on Thursdays. And yeah, Jai, tell them where you are on the interweb.
Well, I suppose I'm on JAI _style factory at, what is it? No, that's it.
Yeah.
I was going to say .com. That's not.
Yeah. We'll put it in the notes.
My Instagram is
you'll
just
be able to find it.
_style factory. And I'm obviously a stylist. And that's it.
Yeah. So we will see you on the next one.
Yeah. See ya.
Bye.